Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of the Palaver Project. Guys, how are you? My name is Michael Rivera, and this is a conversational podcast where words are never wasted, no matter how aimless, pointless, or random they may seem to be, just like real life, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, I have to apologize. We are a week late. We were MIA for a week. Last Sunday, I posted up a video of the Batman experience. I hope you guys enjoyed the video on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, wherever you guys watched it, YouTube. I just was working on that, and I lost track of time, and I got real life kind of came back calling. So I had to go and do a bunch of real life stuff. So I fell back. And I did not release a new episode last Monday. So today you are getting this episode. But this is one of 3 episodes. That's right. 3 episodes that are coming this week. We're going to have 3 episodes. So this one you're going to hear is an episode with myself talking with my son, Michael Alexander Rivera. Mikey, go ahead and say hello.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Palaver Project, and my name is Michael Rivera with my dad.
That's right. We're doing this podcast together, and we're going to be talking about our experience in the Batman experience presented by AT&T over at the future site of the Comic-Con Museum opening in 2021, coinciding with San Diego Comic-Con. Before we go into our conversation, do some house cleaning. So these 3 episodes, this one's going to be an episode with my son, Michael. We're going to be talking Batman experience. It's going to be a straightforward family conversation. The second one is an interview with a coworker of mine and friend of the show, Rachel Johnson, who is a multi-time champ in the sport sport of riding, equestrian sport. She was the mistress of turn and burn, and if you want to know more about the sport, she will tell you coming this Wednesday. I'm dropping that episode. On Friday is another episode that I recorded with myself and Rachel. We after our real life jobs, our super secret jobs, we recorded an episode, and this one's going to be more off the cuff. This one is, so we're giving you a flavor in each of the episodes. This episode's going to be just a straightforward podcast between father and son, and the second one's going to be an interview format. The third one, I'm going to be honest, I enjoyed a lot. It's a bit of a rant, and is it therapy? Was it a tirade? You decide. The third one is we tell you exactly how I felt, and up towards the whole breakdown of the group format and the change of format with the Palaver Project. I give you guys the full scope. I tell you what compelled me to change the format and what was the shortfalls. And I mean, and this, in a minute, I'm a bit neurotic and I'm a bit OCD. So there, not all the blame goes to my cohorts. It's more was me. But I explained that all on Friday's podcast, so I'm not going to go into it right now. Last thing on the agenda, guys, I want to thank you. We hit over 2,000 downloads. We finally did it. We reached the milestone, 2,000 downloads, and with that, we've triggered the next phase in the Palaver Project plan. And Michael knows I've been working on this for some time, and today I'm revealing it, and he's going to hear it. The t-shirts. We are finally coming out with the t-shirts.
Yeah, and also with the sweaters too.
The hoodies, the coffee mugs, the notebooks, everything you guys, every little bit of swag that you guys want, it's available for purchase through TeePublic. TeePublic.com. Go to TeePublic.com, folks, and type in, search for Palaver Project. Search for the Palaver Project. You'll see our storefront, and we have a bunch of our logos out there. All the logos you've seen on your iTunes feed, we got them up there. And we got them out there for you to wear as a t-shirt, as a hoodie, as a maybe you have a baby and you might want to use them on a onesie. I mean, whatever you guys want, there's something for everybody on there. Stickers, tapestries, little art. You want like art to put on your wall, notebooks, everything. It's all there. I'm excited, really, because this is something I've been working on for some time now, and I wanted to get it just right. And I've gone and proofread it. I checked it. I checked it again, and I wanted to coincide with the next slew of episodes. So, tpublic.com. Search for the Palaver Project. Order your shirts today, guys. It would be a great help for us to sell these shirts because you know. This is a great podcast to do, and the podcast is free, and it's always going to be free. We're not gonna. This is it's not meant to be a paid thing. So, with that, it would be nice to be able to get some funds for for equipment, for the mics, or just to pay for the bandwidth, just to cut even on that, and also down the line, I would like to kind of have a little nest egg for my kids. With that being said, please give us a consideration. Pick up a shirt, show your support, and we thank you in advance. We absolutely thank you because it really does. It does really feel cool to know that we're creating something, and that people are liking it and following it and supporting it. So, once again, Palaverers, thank you. Anywho, going really long here. Thank you again. We're going to go straight to the conversation between me and Michael Alexander Rivera. Enjoy. Alright, so it's Michael and Michael Alexander back again. A week after our experience with the Batman experience over in Balboa Park. Michael, a week has passed. Overall, what are your thoughts about the Batman experience?
It was really fun in the Batman Museum when we got to see a lot of Batmobiles. There were two of them, one from the original Batman movie from 1989, and the other one from Batman Forever from 1995.
I really was so stoked to see those two vehicles because those were the two vehicles as a kid I watched them. I saw them on the big screen. And it was just such a treat for me, and it was awesome to share that with you, to be able to see the Batmobiles live and in person. It's still something that it's gonna be in my mind forever. I'm gonna always remember that, and it's such a cool memory to have with you. I kind of wish that they would have had the Batmobile, the Tumbler from the Dark Knight trilogy. That would have been cool, or the Batpod, which is the motorcycle at the end. That one was cool. But I noticed that there wasn't too much Dark Knight trilogy stuff, except over in the Batcave section, they had the little cabinet where they showed the armor and stuff of Batman.
Oh yeah, all the costumes and from each Batman movie.
That's right. They had for almost all the Batman movies, they had the costumes out there. They had it from '89 Batman. They had Batman Returns Batman,
Batman Forever, and
Batman and Robin.
oh yeah.
That's right. And then they had the Dark Knight, Dark Knight Rises costume that was in the armor cabinet.
Oh, and what about Batman Begins?
They didn't have Batman Begins. I noticed that they did not have Batman Begins. But that's okay. I think it's going to give us some more reason to check it out later in the future when it does open in 2021. Guys, if you want to see all that stuff, we did do a video and we posted it on Facebook and YouTube and Twitter. Well, we cut a little piece for Twitter and Instagram. But you could check all that out online. And those were really fun. That was really fun to do, huh, Michael?
Yeah, it's an amazing trip that we had for Batman museum.
Yeah, and it was awesome to be able to share with you guys. So, for those who weren't there, we'll go step by step on how our day started. We went there in the morning to Balboa Park because we knew this being the last day of Comic Con, and a lot of the exhibits, a lot of the panels had already the big ones have already been done during the week, and that a lot of folks from Comic Con were probably going to make their way to Balboa Park to get a chance to experience the Batman experience. Michael and I, we got up early, got a quick breakfast over at Denny's, and we went straight over there. And we parked a little bit of a far away. We didn't realize there were going to be that much parking when we first got there, but it started filling up really quick. Once we reached the front of the soon to be Comic Con Museum, originally it was the Hall of Champions. It was a sports museum. And I don't know what's going to happen with all that sports memorabilia, but it's now going to be turned into a comic con museum. And the line to that was pretty long. It was a pretty long line, huh?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, we waited about maybe like half an hour, 40 minutes, something like that.
Yeah, it was a sunny day.
Yeah, it was it was like bright. It was on our backs, but we didn't care. We were just excited to go. And once the doors opened, we went right in. There were two lines. There was the line to go into the Comic Con Museum and check out the Batman exhibit, and the other line was for the VR experience, where you would put on the VR goggles, you dress up in a bat suit, and you'd be put into this. You would be like it's kind of like a skydiving kind of thing. There would be like air pushing you up, right?
Yeah, and people were cheering when they passed by.
Yeah, everybody was all hyped, like cheering on the people that were gonna do it. It's They would put on these goggles, right, and they got this air fab basically like pushing them upwards, and they're being held, of course, and they're supposed to be getting the experience of like flying over Gotham City, and as Batman. So was a pretty cool thing to have out there. Really ingenious idea. Unfortunately, Michael and I did not get to go on that one because we were immersed with all the stuff that they had inside the museum. So we mentioned earlier we saw the costumes. We saw the
Yeah.
costumes from Batman '89, Batman Returns, Batman Forever, and then some of the costumes from the TV series Gotham. Now, I know you and I, Michael, we haven't seen that series, but the costumes look pretty cool. They had the Scarecrow, the
Yeah.
Riddler, Penguin.
And
I think they had Firefly too, some other character. And then they had their own bat suit out there, which, if you've seen Gotham, the bat suit is, that wasn't the best bat suit ever. But the '89 batsuit was out there, and the Returns batsuit. Now I'm gonna ask you, what was your favorite batsuit out when you saw out there?
what I would like to say about the best bat suit ever was the Dark Knight.
You think the Dark Knight one was the best?
Yeah, it was the best. It looked really cool. The costume looks dark, and it has a great bat signal.
The batsuit
I mean
looks
the bat
cool. It's a lot of
bat
detail.
logo.
It's got a lot of detail on that. I do like the Batman, the Dark Knight version of the bat suit. It's too bad they didn't have the suit out there next to the Batman and Robin suit and the Batman Returns suit and stuff. I wish they would have had it out there. But at least we got to see the suit in that armor cabinet in the Batcave. Along in the Batcave as well, there were multiple consoles set up from Nintendo to Genesis, Super Nintendo, PlayStations. There were a bunch of them out there with all the different Batman games over the years. That was pretty cool. People got to go and play the Batman games from all the different decades. And that was a treat. I got to see Batman Forever out there on one of the consoles, and then Batman and Robin Adventures. I saw that one out there. Batman Arkham Asylum.
We got to do a lot of activities there.
Yeah, Remember, we put on the VR goggles.
And we were trying to throw batarangs
That's right. We threw the batarangs. They were,
in in um in blue targets, because the red targets would be negative. You will lose points for that.
yeah,
But for the blue targets, you will have to hit them, because this gives you more points.
and more time. It definitely gives you additional time so you can keep on going. And I thought that was a really cool experience to be able to like just like see this through your goggles and see like you're grabbing the the batarang from your belt and you're tossing in, and you're trying to toss it all quick. I thought that was it was really neat to get that experience. I kind of want to get VR for our PlayStation now. That was pretty cool. It would be pretty cool to play that, huh?
Yeah, it would be very fun and very cool to play with.
Yeah. Now, also another thing that we played was the Rogue Rumble, which we go to another separate room, and they have a punching bag, heavy bag set up, and we would go and we would start punching it. And what would happen when we were punching it?
It was making like a sound effects thing,
The sound
like
effects.
from the old Batman series.
Yeah, from Batman back in the '60s, the '60s Batman shows, it would have like the pow and the wham and this, and it's just it was so awesome to see that in the background, and while you're just punching along and you hear that the sound effects in the back.
Yeah, and it would come out with the words.
Yeah, it would just keep on going and going as long as you kept going and punching and punching and punching, and that was really cool. And then the villains, the image of the villain would be on the heart on the bag. So every time you punched, they would change from the Penguin to the Riddler to the Joker, Two Face.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty cool. And I mean, we already mentioned the Batmobiles, Batman Forever Batmobile, the Batman Batmobile, Batman Returns Batmobile.
The Batman, the Batmobile from 1989.
Yeah, I mean that was which of those two that you saw of those two, which one was your favorite, Batman or Batman Forever Batmobile?
I guess I had to go with the I think the Batman Forever Batmobile.
I think the Batman Forever was really cool, but I'm gonna pick Batman '89 because that was the first Batmobile I saw, and I just remember it, the music and everything that go with it. It's just all attached in my memory, in my brain. So definitely Batman '89 sticks out. But Batman Forever Batmobile, it does look really cool.
Because it has all the lights, and it also has the the bat the Batman lights on the wheels.
The bat signal, yeah. Oh, speaking about the bat symbol, and we saw the bat signal.
We took pictures of that.
Yeah, definitely. Check out our Instagram. The bat signal was from Batman versus Superman. That one was from Batman versus Superman, and I think it was the only prop from Batman versus Superman that they had out there, and it was the bat signal, which was was a really good prop. I hope that's right. They didn't have the Batman suit from Batman versus Superman. That would have been a cool one to look at too. Hopefully, one day they'll have that one out there when they finally open the Comic Con Museum. So we were there for a good amount of time, a lot of hours out there. I didn't keep count, but we did do a lot of recording, and we did some Facebook Live stuff there. Out of the bat suits, before I forget, the bat suits that were there. You said the Dark Knight one was the best one for you, the one in the Batcave.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, my favorite, after looking at it up close, I'm going to have to say I am still in love with Batman Forever. I like the Batman Forever bat suit because it was just such a great upgrade. The ears on the suit is longer. The bat signal is simple, is perfect. It's not too large, not too small, but it's like, I mean, it was just right. And then the sculpt on the body, you can see the six pack and everything. That was pretty cool. I really liked the suit from Batman Forever.
I mean, people make perfect suits for Batman in each movie.
Yeah, it fits with the story. It fits with the actor who plays it. It works for what it is. And every movie had to me like the perfect bat suit. I don't think I've hated any of the bat suits. They all were really really cool, and they were very fitting. Okay, what's your favorite Batman movie? Which one of those, of all the movies you've seen, which one is your favorite?
I guess I'll have to go with Batman: The Dark Knight.
So The Dark Knight. Why did you like The Dark Knight?
Because it has a lot of sound effects and all action packed. It was all amazing. Oh, and also for Batman riding on this motorcycle
The Bat
thing,
Pod.
the Bat Pod. When that from that piece of the Batmobile.
Yeah, breaking out of the Bat. That was a really cool sequence when they
Yeah,
would
that
break
was
it.
that was an amazing sequence.
I thought that was one of the cool parts of the movie. That whole setup when he goes and uh, and he turns over the truck, the Joker's truck. That part was cool with the hook.
And I
Yeah.
mean, it looks a little real, right?
Oh man, it was so like realistic. That's why I like about all three of those movies: Batman Begins, Dark Knight Rises. Those are my favorites. Those are my favorite movies because they feel real.
Oh yeah, they were amazing.
Yeah, and although I mean Batman '89 was a really fun movie to watch. That was a really cool fun movie. You know what the Joker in that one, Jack Nicholson. Oh man, he was tremendous. He was so cool.
He was so amazing.
Yeah, he was so and just evil. That is just a bad. I mean,
I
but
mean, with all the makeup and how he looks with that
with
smile.
a smile, the permanent
I
smile.
mean,
Oh wow, it
it
was
was
good.
it was good. It was good looking.
Yeah. Now Heath Ledger Joker in The Dark Knight was a lot different because the makeup was all messy. His hair is all like kind of green but greasy, and he looks like a more like a punk. He looks more like a
Yeah,
really like a thug. Like it was really good. I think it had that grungy look, which is felt more real. Like a person could
and
actually dress up like do that.
yeah, and like he was like really like a criminal.
Yeah, he did really some horrendous things. And so did the Joker in Batman '89 in that one. I
He
mean,
looks more how would you say it? Like more
insane, more terror, like more like
more cleaner.
which
Like
one? Oh, Joker,
the
'89 Joker.
1989 Joker, which
Yeah,
is Jack Nicholson. It was more like more cleaner and more
comic book
yeah.
because it was very colorful.
But for the Batman: The Dark Knight, it was like a little messy with all the messy hair and also
The mess.
that all messy makeup.
Yeah, and there's a darker tone of color, but it was still the Joker, but just like a darker tone.
And that was the real and that was like the real part of it.
Yeah, that was the realism behind it, and and that's everything there. Even the bat suit in Batman, in Dark Knight, in Batman Begins, in Dark Knight, and Dark Knight Rises, the bat suit felt real. The bat self, they explained everything on the bat suit. They explained everything, and those are my favorite movies. But not to take anything away from the other ones. They were all fun for what they were. We just saw Batman Forever the other day because we wanted to go back and see it, and you know it would still it still holds up. It's still a great movie. We love the Riddler in that movie.
Oh yeah, Jim Carrey.
He's over the top. He's great.
Yeah, he does great movies like Liar Liar, The Truman Show,
Show.
and also
I seen
How
Mask.
the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Bruce Almighty. I mean, he's Ace Ventura. I mean, everybody who's listening, they know Jim Carrey, and we've seen him, and we love his work, and just the Riddler in Batman Forever is just another example how awesome how great an actor he is, and he can go over the top, and it worked for that movie. So as we wind down, because we're gonna make this a short episode, I want to ask you. We've explained how everything in the Batman experience is, but how has been your Batman experience, Mikey, with me in terms of that? As you've been growing up, you've been seeing nothing like you've seen Batman toys, Batman cartoons, Batman movies. You've gotten all the exposure. You've seen Batman the animated series with me and Batman Beyond, and you see all the toys that we have collectibles set up of
I
Batman.
mean, it has a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and I had you read a comic I think once or twice. Although you're not a big fan of comics, huh? Not really.
Mm, only a little bit.
Only a little bit, you know. And I do have some comic books that one day I'm gonna have you read. I probably should. You're probably ready to read them now. There's a couple of comic books that I would recommend if you're to be fully immersed into Batman, because already you've already played with the toys, you've already watched the cartoons, so now it's time to actually get you in the comics. So what I got a couple of Golden Age comics. I have like a collection of the first Detective comics with Batman, and those will always be good, easy to read. Also, for anybody who's listening right now and probably is like, okay, you guys are talking Batman, you're talking Batman, but what is Batman? Batman is, dude, to me, Batman is like the embodiment of like human will. His guy is not a regular guy. He's a human. He has no superpowers, but this man has kind of built himself to become a superhero because he's dedicated his life for justice and vengeance and owning the night. And that's why I love watching. I mean, what did you get out of Batman the animated series? When I made you watch Batman the animated series, what did you learn about Batman? What did you learn about it?
He just doesn't use like his like superpowers, but he uses his weapons and like batarangs, and he also has this cool Batmobile, and all that stuff.
What would you say? Would you say that he's smart? Is he a smart guy?
Yes, I would think that he's a very smart superhero, and that he is here to fight crime in the
Fight,
city.
yeah, and he fights crime in the city. Like he gets down and dirty in the city. He's willing to go into the darkest, deepest corners and fight. Like he's not fighting like just super villains from like who's trying to destroy the universe or whatever. I mean that he can handle, but he's actually on the ground fighting the actual criminals on the street that wreak havoc. Not just colorful characters, but like actual like thugs and gangs, and it feels real.
Yeah, it feels real for the movies and the series.
One man fight against crime. It's something that it makes you inspires and it inspires and it moves you to, and that's how I feel with Batman. Like I told you before, my first experience with Batman was with the viewfinder. It's like seeing the little clips in the comic books from Batman on there, and then my Batman toys, Batman '89, Batman the '60s Batman shows.
I mean, Batman came out in many years ago, like 80 years.
Yeah, I mean this is the 80th anniversary. I mean there's so many people who've had that experience with Batman as they were growing, getting older, and they had different versions of Batman.
Because it started making comic books in 1939 about Batman.
Right. And from that point, it's just been evolving and changing. And so now he's, back in the day, he did use guns back in the day. He actually did use guns in a couple comics, but then they decided, like, you know what? This doesn't feel right. It's not working. It's not for him. So they switched it out. No guns, and that's how he's always been now. No guns. He never uses guns. He doesn't like to. He doesn't kill. Batman doesn't kill anymore, and that was something that happened a couple of times in the early comics.
He just stops crime.
He just stops it with using non-lethal methods, and that's another thing. He's so disciplined. He follows these rules, and he's within himself and is still able to fight the bad guys. So I don't know. I love his discipline. I love his determination. His willpower is so. That's what makes him super. And his intelligence. He's smart. He's strong, and overall, just cool character. I love him, and that's why he's my favorite. He will always be my favorite. I remember my first comic book riding my bike. to Comic Castle over in Third Avenue in Chula Vista, downtown Chula Vista. That's when the comic book shops were down there. I used to pick up my comic cards, my trading cards and stuff. I picked up my first Batman comic book, issue 485, and when Batman took down Black Mask, a newer Batman villain that was out there in the 90s, and his gang, the False Face Society. And I remember that comic, and I still have it. It's a little torn up, but I still have it to this day. And ever since then, slowly just building up my comic book collection. And I have so many great comic books. And I would say, Michael, if I had to leave a recommendation to you of what you should read, there's a couple of comic books that I have, and I definitely think you should read Batman Year One, because that gives you the kind of an origin of Batman. And I would give you any Batman story written by Paul Dini. Paul Dini is the writer who worked on Batman the animated series. So he wrote some comic books for Batman, and those are really entertaining stories. I would read Batman Year One. I would read The Man Who Laughs, which is the Joker story. I would read The Dark Knight Returns. That's an epic story. When you get older, when you get a right age, you could read The Dark Knight Returns, because that is my favorite. That one is, like, to me, my favorite Batman story. And I have so many comic books that I'm willing to give you down the line. And I hope that one day, you get down, you go through them and look through them, because there's a lot of great stuff out there. I mean, a lot of great stuff of Batman that you can read and you'll enjoy and you'll learn about him. Batman's determination and his willpower, I see it in all of us. That's what makes him relatable. I feel that.
I mean, you really like Batman so much.
Batman inspires me. Despite all the obstacles and adversity that we have as me as a person or us as a family, it makes me feel we can push ourselves to get better. Yeah, go for it.
And I noticed that you were inspired by Batman because you got the Batman comics and the Batman toys and also the Batman movies
I have all of them, yeah.
and Batman shows.
I absolutely love Batman. Batman is the best. The Dark Knight, the Caped Crusader, the world's greatest detective. He is the greatest to me, and he is a symbol, and something it's as childish as it feels sometimes to think it, but it does push me to keep going, keep learning, being one step ahead with determination. And I try to teach that with you guys, to be determined, to push yourselves to the limit and then some. And I think that helps you a lot. Full disclosure, Michael, when you were 2 years old, you were diagnosed with autism. You were on the autism spectrum, correct?
Oh yes, that's correct.
And that instilled that brought a lot of worry and fear to myself and your mother. And we were worried that we had fears that you would be.
Were you scared?
I was really sad, because I didn't want you to have a hard life. I didn't want you to be like, I didn't want you to because there was worry that you'd be nonverbal, that you wouldn't be able to speak, and that maybe you wouldn't be able to socialize the same way as other kids do. You wouldn't be able to have the experiences that other kids do. And your mother and I, we were scared, but the fear was was driving us to work hard and to get you into, like, ABA, which is behavioral therapy, the behavioral therapies, early intervention. Teachers would come over and work with you, speech therapy. You would have all this stuff for you to use, and we would try to find ways to make things not so hard for you, because we knew you were, with autism. If people don't know autism, it's a spectrum. So there's different things that can affect you in autism when you're autistic. You can be nonverbal. You may have difficulty communicating. You may have difficulty interacting in social interactions because you don't know how to interpret something. Because sometimes people you don't pick up sarcasm or wit. Sometimes you don't. Sometimes what people say you don't truly understand, in the way they're saying it, their inflection, or there may be delays, developmental delays too. There's a lot of rocking and stimulation that you do stimming.
Yeah, but we're kind of getting off the track for this one.
Well, what I wanted to explain is that I see Batman in all my kids. I see him in you. The reason why I say that is because you have been determined to keep moving ahead. You never gave up. You never fell back. You've always pushed yourself more forward. And it's been amazing how what you've been able to accomplish. You have taken fear and you have overcome those obstacles. And you are now in eighth grade. You're an eighth grader. You speak perfectly in my eyes and in your mother's eyes. You are able to hold your own in conversation. You are a very polite, well-mannered individual. You're a good citizen at school and outside of school. You have straight A's. Before you were in special education classes. Now you're in regular classes because of all the hard work you put into it. To me, you have the very same attributes that Batman has in terms of just not giving up, being determined, and being disciplined, and living a life of discipline and a life of being motivated. You're motivated to do the right thing, to do the best you can, and that to me instills hope in me and pride. And I feel like I said, there's a lot of Batman in you.
So you think I'm like Batman, right?
I think you have the characteristics that make Batman the relatable individual in my eyes. And I feel like you're to a lot of people a hero. I feel like you're a good because you're a symbol and a role model of what can be achieved.
Hey, so I'm like Batman, huh?
You're like the Dark Knight. You are like Batman. You are a role model. You are a symbol. You are a symbol to many people around you in your community, in our community, and in the spectrum, and you as what can be achieved.
Oh, I thank you.
And I thank you. And thank you for staying up late and doing this conversation with me, Mike. I know you wanted to try to jump on the podcast, and this was a great opportunity. This was a great opportunity to be able to just talk to you, father and son, and talk about one of my favorite things is Batman, and also talk a little bit about you. And before we end it, I want to get your because people are going to wonder how's middle school for you.
It was okay.
It's okay.
It's just I'm too nervous. What if I'm getting like bad grades and stuff
Yeah,
for eighth grade?
there's always that that's that worry, but you've already proven that you're able to handle the workload and the curriculum. So I don't have any doubts that you're gonna be able to do really good this year. And remember what I said. Even with Batman he always needs a sidekick. Batman has his support system. Batman has Robin, Nightwing. He has Batgirl. There's Batwoman now. There's also Alfred. He always has Alfred. He always has Commissioner Gordon, Lucius Fox helping him build all the new tech. He has a support system. Batman's not doing it by himself. And so you are not going to do it by yourself either. You have me, you have your mother, you have Tali, you have your friend, you have your peers, your friends, your teachers, everybody, your counselor. Everyone there is there to support you, and they're going to help you achieve your goals. And nervousness is totally cool. I bet you there's a lot of listeners right now, Palaverers, who have had that same experience worried about middle school, but they got through it, and you're gonna get through it too.
Okay, now, ladies and gentlemen, I am the Batman. Like the Batman.
You are the Batman. Well, actually,
I'm like the Batman.
you're like the Batman because I'm still Batman. You're my Robin. No, we do have to dress up as Batman and Robin one year. We got to do that one year. That's down the line. We're definitely gonna make that happen. So, Michael Alexander Rivera, I thank you for staying up late doing this podcast with me, and I hope we talk some more again.
Okay, thank you. And people, you guys would like to see our videos from the Batman Museum that we had a lot of experiences, then go ahead and watch that video.
On the Palaver Project YouTube page, also, I'm gonna give you a plug, Michael. You also were making videos a while back. You had videos up on YouTube. Symbiosis Entertainment. I'll have that on the show notes, guys. I know it's a big word. Symbiosis Entertainment was the YouTube channel for my kids. Michael and Talia, we make videos there, and they have some excellent videos up there.
And yep, that's right. We were in Symbiosis Entertainment. I repeat, we were in Symbiosis Entertainment.
Yeah, go check them out on YouTube, guys. I'll try to put some links on the Palaver Project page as well. Anywho, for Michael, you got school tomorrow, so I'm gonna say good night.
Yep, thank you, and it was all a good time for all father and son.
For father and son. This has been Michael Alexander Rivera and Michael Rivera. We are the Palaver Project.
As you were.